Hey, what's up, friends? I'm Darkoburi the Collector, and for this week's video, we're going to have this double unboxing of Demon Slayer. Like I mentioned, for this week's video, we have this double unboxing of Demon Slayer, and if you notice, it's of our main character, Kamado Tanjiro. If you still haven't watched this series, go check it out on Crunchyroll. Honestly, it's super awesome. And I have these two items, like I said. For example, from the Mugen Train movie, I'm waiting for the replica of Rengoku's sword, but right now it's time to unbox Kamado Tanjiro's sword. We're also going to have this figure, and if you're fans of the channel, you've already seen several Demon Slayer figures, especially from this Zero edition. These are figures that, as I always say, are easy to collect, capture an epic moment from the anime, and have really simple, straightforward poses. So, let's do this double unboxing for your enjoyment and mine. To unbox the sword, let's take a look at what I have here in front of me. If you notice, it says Proplica and it has the name Nichirin Sword. If you're fans of the series, you'll know that all the swords used by the Demon Slayer Corps are called Nichirin Swords. So, they're all Nichirin Swords, and the name comes from Japanese, which, depending on the translation, can mean something like Ring of the Sun or simply the sun itself, because they're made from a material that is always exposed to sunlight, so the sword, so to speak, absorbs the sun's light, and that's the only thing that can kill demons in this series. They're kind of like vampires. If they're exposed to sunlight, they vanish. And for the Demon Slayers, this is the weapon they use to kill them. Obviously, you have to cut off their head. There are other weapons with a special poison that can kill them, but these weapons, especially the Nichirin Swords, belong to this Demon Slayer Corps. On this side, as you can see, there's an image of Kamado Tanjiro. Obviously, our hero looks just like the character, no problem at all, and if you look closely, you can see the full description and image of our hero Kamado Tanjiro's sword. We can point out the scar he has on his forehead. Here we have our Demon Slayer logo. Over here, we're going to have a bit of a spoiler, actually, pretty much a full spoiler, about what this weapon is going to be. However, all the instructions are in Japanese. It's a product that comes from China, and here you get a small translation. It tells us that it has sounds, that it has several features. We'll be discovering them little by little in this unboxing. And what interests me most is that you look over here, check out the image quality of the sword. This is where, like I said, you get the full, complete description. And as you can see, it's from Bandai and Tamashi Nations quality. We already know that when they put Tamashi Nations on it, it's top-notch quality, so we know we're getting a collectible piece. If you're still on the fence, stick around and watch this unboxing so you can get yours. And like I mentioned, the pre-order for Rengoku's is already out too, so hurry and get yours. Before they sell out, we've already done the proper unboxing of the replica of Kamado Tanjiro's sword, but when I was opening the box I came across this surprise. I told the whole team, you guys just wouldn't get it. And over here, if you look, there's Kamado Tanjiro's master, the one who taught him the water breathing technique. And as you know, when they start with these swords, they have to begin, well, they go out to a field somewhere in the forest and start fighting. Those who survive can take that material I mentioned, the one they use to make the sword. Tanjiro says, "Which one will I get? Which one will I get?" And from there, whoever gets their material then goes home, arrives to their master, and the other person who comes along wearing a mask, you can't even see their face, they never take it off, says, "Here is your sword." At that moment, the blade is made entirely of steel, let's say, silver colored. These swords in particular, when the Demon Slayer picks them up, they transform and can change into various colors. In this case, Tanjiro starts turning black, and the person who made it gets pretty upset and says, "No, why? I was hoping it would change to a cooler color or something," and he starts arguing with him because it turned into a black sword. Honestly, there are only a few, just 2 people have wielded a sword of this black color, and the truth is, they don't really know what happens with it, because demon slayers usually don't live long, so they haven't been able to explore all the qualities of these black swords. And if you're a fan of the series, remember that there are a lot of colors, a lot of properties, and plenty of users of these mega swords in Demon Slayer. Now let's take a look at our Nichirin Sword, or our Nichirin Blade, of Kamado Tanjiro. If you look at the replica, in theory it's life-size, at a 1:1 scale. Here we can see the blade, and this part that starts turning a bit darker, if you notice, is the division between the edge and the sword itself. Like I said, for a demon slayer to get their sword, they first have to compete and survive. When the sword arrives, it's completely made of steel, it looks silver, but the wielder needs to have a certain level of experience. Basically, they need to be a slayer, so to speak, for the sword to change color. For example, if a child picks it up and it's a brand new sword, the sword won't undergo any change. So, for example, let's look at swords for fire wielders, which are obviously colored red, and as we already did in the unboxing, those who wield water, their swords are obviously colored blue. First, let's talk about the length of the sword. As you can see, it's a pretty standard katana, not like Zehiat's, which is really long, and it's not like that short knife Dai had in the Adventures of Fly, which was more like a small dagger. No, this is a katana. And if you look at the shape here on the handguard, on the handle, you'll notice this part of the grip almost looks like a train wheel. That's one of the unique features each sword has. They're all designed completely differently. On this side of the handle, you can see it's red, and there are some raised points here, which are probably to improve grip. You can use it with both hands, or just one hand because of the weight. We've seen Kamado, and if you notice, he holds it with both hands, especially when he uses one of the last water-breathing techniques. And if you look down here, it's just the metal part wrapped with these bands, so that it doesn't wear out, fall apart, or slip out of your hands. Because imagine, in the middle of a fight, if it slips because you can't grip it properly, that could be fatal. What's interesting about this sword is that it's a replica and it has several functions. Right now we're going to do a close-up so you can see that there's a button here on the top part and another button down here on the bottom part. When you open your sword, when you take it out of the box, they ask you to open it from the side here, and it opens with half going up and, obviously, the other half going down. Inside here, you insert AAA batteries, which are not included, so get ready to have them on hand so you can use your weapon. And now it's time to play like we're kids again. And pay attention, I'm not going to say anything else because this sword has a lot of features. The instructions were included. I was just reading them in Japanese, which is why I didn't do it in front of the camera. They're in Japanese. Just kidding, they're also in English, so make sure to read them carefully. And it tells us that there are 2 modes here and 2 modes here, and they're not those lame modes people have, but actually cool modes. Now let's listen to it. I'm going to put it here by the microphone so you can hear it really, really well. You can't hear anything now, so let's turn it on. There it is. Did you hear that? It turned on for the first time. Can you hear it? That's Kamado Tanjiro's voice. I'm going to hold it close so you can hear it really, really well. I'm holding it here at the bottom. That's where the sound comes out. It's
phrases,
You're going to get stabbed from behind. Shut up, I'm talking. There are actually quite a lot of phrases. It says it has more than 14 phrases from Kamado Tanjiro. And remember, the conversations play with the top button, but it tells us if you hold down the top button, this happens. And check this out. It's like when there's an ending, they're in a fight, the song plays, and then the hero shows up and tells you, see, if you hold it down again, the music stops. Now let's go with the bottom button. The first one is the sound. The sword as if it's making a slash. Now let's go for the second one. They're random movements, but it also tells us, you know what? Hold it down. Let's listen to what happens when you keep it pressed. Get ready, because here come the water breathing techniques of Kamado Tanjiro.
네네,
And even the impressive water effect truly comes out. So, we can effectively combine the beautiful song and a powerful water breathing form. And as you can clearly see, it's super, super cool and visually stunning. The sword comes with the song here. Super, super fantastic. Here we're going to leave our replica. And now, for everyone's enjoyment, I present to you the replica of Kamado Tanjiro's sword on Darkoburi's channel. Now, let's move on to the next unboxing. After having this collector's item, it's a must-have in your collection, this Figuarts Zero figure. As you can see here, I have one where the base uses the same water technique. Here is our Kamado Tanjiro, now dancing on water. But remember, in one of the final battles, when he was already losing, they had Nezuko hidden away, already locked up. Kamado arrives, but he can't do anything, and he remembers that his father used to dance for hours in the snow, as if with the god of fire, but without dying. He would say, hey, he's going to die of hypothermia or some illness from the cold, right? No, it's because they controlled their breathing so well that they could keep their body at a normal temperature. And so, Tanjiro, in order to defeat those lower moans, which he couldn't at first, manages to use the fire breathing technique. From there, what he seeks is to find others who use this fire breathing, so he can track down his father's ancestors. So, let's do the unboxing of this Figuarts Zero figure. Here we have our logo, as you know, from Demon Slayer. We obviously have the name Kamado Tanjiro. I've repeated it so many times already, and we've already done quite a few Demon Slayer unboxings. On the back here, if you look, there's a close-up of the face. Remember, these figures don't come with interchangeable faces, but here they show us the poses, and now, kind of a little spoiler of what the figure will actually look like. On this side, it's just the character's name, some fire effects, and here, as we know, Kamado Tanjiro with the fire effects. And on this side, again, another spoiler of our figure. Without further ado, let's get to the unboxing of what we're really interested in, Figuarts Zero. Thanks for this piece, it's definitely going to be amazing. Check out all the other Figuarts Zero videos we have, they're all collector's items. Let's do a quick review here of the clothing. If you look at this, it has the same shirt, which is the checkered jacket of the Demon Slayer Corps. And what he has on the back, under the shirt, is still the same logo. The clothing overall is a pretty uniform brown color. What changes, or rather, what's different about the same outfit, is that it has a white belt, which is where he holds his sword. As we can see, the bandages on his feet are still the same, and the type of footwear is also unchanged. What you will notice as a difference, if you look closely, is Tanjiro's face. Check out both of them. The first one has the same scar on his face. Wait, yeah, he has it here. The scar is the same on this side. However, look at the other battle marks this figure has, since it's from the scene where he's fighting against that lower moon. Actually, he had already been cut because it was a spider, remember, because of the spider webs he made, which were like really, really sharp threads. And that's what our hero Kamado Tanjiro is cutting through with fire. We have to see, and with Kamado Tanjiro, we have to find out who the ancestor was so he can teach him the 10 fire-breathing techniques. And of course, when they're fighting, the song you just heard with the sword plays, which is super awesome. In a moment, we'll show a bit of the scene, play the song, and enjoy this Figuarts Zero Kamado Tanjiro with fire breathing. And you know, if you liked this video, leave a comment, and if you didn't like it, leave a comment too. Now tell us, which of these two figures did you like more? Personally, I'm definitely going with the replica, the Kamado Tanjiro sword, which will be a great addition to Darkoburi's sword collection. And between these two figures, I'm definitely choosing the fire-breathing one. So, let us know in the comments which of the three pieces you loved the most. I really want to know your opinion. And don't forget to check out all our social media. Remember, we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Mintable, TikTok, and Medium. Go check out each and every one of our social media pages, and also head over quickly to Darkoburi's website, where you can find plenty of collectible figures like this Kamado Tanjiro one we just reviewed, as well as mugs, keychains, collectible thermoses from Darkoburi, and of course, the book you saw at the beginning of our video. You can also find that in the online store. Leave your comments on each and every one of our social media platforms, and remember to share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, give us a like, a love, a heart reaction, leave us all the possible reactions. Check out all our social media, leave your comments, and I'll see you in the next video we make about this piece. You know it, Darkoburi. Peace out.
Yeah.